Good morning. It is November the 5th. And, have you voted? I voted. I want to take a moment to thank the people in Harrisburg, our wonderful governor and congress people who took me back to the 70s. It's been a blast. When I first voted in the 70s, we were handed a paper ballot and you had to circle, with pen or pencil, the little oval spot to vote. You were given a receipt showing you had voted, what number you were in that precinct, and then you took it to the Scantron and scanned it. So thank you, Pennsylvania, for taking me back to the 70s. It's been interesting. This week at our senior center, we had a little demonstration on how to do some wheat weaving, and this was very interesting to do. It's very simple, very easy, and it was a lot of fun. And we learned a little bit about the customs back in the old European days, that the ladies that harvested the wheat, that out of the wheat they would make this big beautiful crown that had stars and roses for the best wheat harvester, and that person would wear the crown, and the rest of the folks would weave this big huge wreath, and they would take that to the manor lord's house so that they could present him with the wreath, and he would put the wreath on the door for prosperity and health and all those good things. So that was interesting. We also learned that American wheat is no good for weaving. It's too short. So the Ukrainian has the best wheat for weaving, so you have to order from Ukraine. And that was interesting. It was just very interesting. I do have a couple of finished objects. This one is Crystal of Bag O' Day's newest hat pattern, and I really like it. What do you think? See, there's lots of ways to decorate your hats, man. Come on, folks. The only other finished objects I have were some of my falling berry hats. I was doing those to demonstrate to others how to do that, as well as to change up the brim a little bit. That's it for finished objects. I have some quilts that I've been working on. Yeah, that's about it. I'm continuing to work on my side-to-side sweater. This is the front piece. I'm about ready to start the neckline. The only other thing I've been working on is my circles for Llama Mama Kayla's loom along. Although I've switched it over to crochet because the loom, it actually does hurt my arm a little bit, so I just want to give it a break. So I'm going to go ahead and do some in loom, some in crochet. Just see how it looks. It may look all discombobbled. I don't know. We'll see. It can get crazy, can't it? I do have a couple of shout outs this morning, and one of those is KO Crafts by Kelley. I hope you'll go over and check out her channel. She has quite a few interesting objects, interesting things. She's also teaching you to knit, for those of you that would like to knit. As well as Crafty Trooper, she is also doing the same thing. teaching to knit. And I love being by stitch wool. It opens up your world to a lot of things. That you can add the two together and do just tremendous amount of work. But, as always, crochet is my first love. Then there is Peggy Broome, the knotted hook. I hope you'll go over and check out Peggy's podcast channel and sign up. As everyone says, smash the like button and click the bell and subscribe and all that stuff to all these guys. As you can tell, I still have my cold. It's a little bit better. It's not doing real well. I just go with it day by day as I see. I'm also doing a lot of resting. That seems to help a little bit. So, that's it. That's it for all the yarny goodness. I'm working on 2 more tutorials. Hopefully we'll get the lighting correct on those. Thought it was okay the other day. Apparently it wasn't. So I do apologize. But I'm going to leave it up as it is. So until I can get the other lighting set in to help out with that. Okay, now it's time for What in Tarnation. I have a couple of stories for you. This one is UNESCO apologizes for putting underwear on nude sculptures. The UN Cultural Agency apologized to a French sculptor after a misunderstanding led to the artist's nude sculptures being dressed in underwear. French sculptor Stéphane Simon said he was shocked to discover his sculptures, which were displayed in Paris as part of UNESCO's European Heritage Days event, had been dressed in underwear. Simon's In Memory of Me exhibition involved classical Greek-style sculptures posed as though they were snapping selfies with smartphones. The artist told CNN the incident left him feeling humiliated. I felt ashamed, so deeply sad to see all those years of work and research broken. He said, for 2 days visitors came to meet to ask me, but why did you do that? But it was not my choice. Simon said UNESCO told him the underwear was a result of a mistake made by one employee. A UNESCO spokesman apologized for the incident. This was due to an unfortunate misunderstanding. Our entire work and mandate is in favor of freedom of creation. That had to have been upsetting. You know, it's kind of like when you go to the fair to see your items displayed and they're displayed in a haphazardly manner. It upsets you. Puppy found in Australian family's backyard was a purebred dingo. That could be scary. A puppy believed to have been dropped by a bird of prey into an Australian family's backyard was brought to a veterinarian and later discovered to be a purebred dingo. Veterinarian Rebecca Day of Alpine Animal Hospital in Bright, Victoria, said a Wandiligoong. That's hard to say. Family found the small puppy in their backyard and initially left it alone, believing it to be a stray dog. The family eventually brought the puppy to Alpine Animal Hospital when no one came to claim the canine, and Day noticed marks on the animal's back that indicated it may have been dropped into the backyard by a bird of prey. Lynn Watson, director of Australian Dingo Foundation, asked Day to send a genetic sample from the puppy to the University of New South Wales, which revealed the animal was 100% purebred dingo. The dingo, named Wandy, was taken into the care of the Australian Dingo Foundation, which said the young canine would be an important part of its breeding program for the species, which is listed as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. So it had a happy ending after all. Now this next one, I can imagine the shock that the first responders would have had. Driver in Ohio crash startles first responders with Carrie costume. An Ohio student said first responders were taken aback when they arrived at the scene of her crash with a deer because she was covered in fake blood as part of her costume. Carrie, the titular character from Stephen King's horror novel. Sydney Wolf, 20, said she'd been visiting a haunted house in Kentucky while dressed in the fake blood-soaked prom dress to promote Marshall University's production of Carrie the Musical, which is based on King's novel. Wolf said she hit a deer while on her way back to Huntington. She cautioned the 911 dispatcher about her costume when calling for assistance, but ambulance crews who responded to the scene were taken aback by the sight of her covered in fake blood. They kept asking over and over again if I wanted medical assistance, and I kept saying, no, I'm okay. Once I got my wits to me and kind of calmed down, I realized that I was in fact not injured and I was just in a really ironic situation. She said the first responders at the scene calmed down when she explained her situation. After I got the chance to explain that it was Carrie makeup, they thought it was hilarious. They were absolutely wonderful. They couldn't have handled it better. That could have been kind of freaky, you know. I don't know how many times I've listened to first responder stories about not being able to get someone to sit down, lay down, or whatever, so I would imagine that would have been a little scary to see someone just covered completely in blood like that. This next story is actually a very happy story. Woman accidentally buys identical lottery tickets, wins twice. A British grandmother had her lottery jackpot doubled to more than 1 million when she accidentally bought 2 identical tickets for the same drawing. Gail Say of Coventry, England, said she bought some tickets for the Thunderball drawing. She called for her husband Philip when she discovered that one of her tickets matched all 5 numbers and the bonus ball on the October 22nd drawing. Say said her excitement doubled when she realized she had accidentally bought a second ticket with the exact same numbers. With the tickets in my hand, I rushed to tell Phil we had won, and at the same time I realized another of the tickets had the same number line. She told Birmingham Line. I kept shouting, "We've won, and we've won again." Say said the buying error was the best mistake I've ever made. The 2 tickets each won a top prize of $646,930.50 for a total jackpot of $1.293 million. The couple's other tickets yielded prizes of $6,469.30 and $12.94. The Say said they planned to use the money to help the children out and their grandchildren. Philip said he might use some of the share to buy his first ever car. That's a fantastic story. Okay, guys, that's it for today. It's a real nice short one. So everybody remember, have a great week, and I will see you again next week. And remember, practice kindness. Bye.